My name is Icon. This is iConTalks. And as usual, we have the incomparable Heero. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, what's good, everybody? How y'all living? Hopefully everything's going all right in your life. Hope everyone's loving on you in some positive way. Shout out to all the children that found their fathers within the 18-year allotment. You're champions of the Find Your
Dog.
Fathers
Some
Father's
states
Day.
it's like 21.
For all the rest of y'all that haven't found me yet, all my chitlins that ain't found me yet, get your game up, get your funny up, punks. It's another year. Good luck.
And our reigning champion. What is it? 2 weeks? 2 weeks? What is it?
Listen, we're going for three.
He's going for the 3-P. He's going for the 3-P.
We're going for the 3-P. Just call MJ. You know what I mean? So, I already did shout out to the single mothers for Father's Day. I know I forgot it's June. Shout out to my gay Negroes for the Pride Month. You know what I mean? Y'all do your thing, right? Like, just keep it strapped up. There's monkeypox and shit out here for y'all people. And so shout out to that's a little meme, a little Vine. Shout out to my gay niggas, little Ray J right there for y'all if y'all know what that's from.
All right. With that being said, if Heero says something you like or agree with, please type exclamation V2 into the chat. And if Shake says something you like or you agree with, please type exclamation V3 into the chat. And we are going to move to our icebreaker. Boston Celtics win the NBA Finals. Let's go, Heero. What we got here?
In my lifetime of watching someone's career take a trajectory, no one's trajectory should be. There are many people's careers you could study. The trajectory I'm going to study the most is going to be Kyrie Irving, a person who didn't want to play Robin to a real Batman. And the reason is because he felt he could do it on his own, and then went out to find different heroes that he just couldn't be a Robin to, because you only were ever a Robin. You were never Superboy. You were never Aqualad. You were just Robin. And to go full circle, you finally became Nightwing and stepped on a little bit of luck in Boston, but you ruined that luck. And eventually, like Thanos, you couldn't resist your own demise. And what did that do? Lead you back to me. For you to have the incompetence to not acknowledge the trauma that you caused in this place, especially when you were on your je ne sais quoi, Israel is everything and I'm a black one, but you ain't never been there and they haven't asked you for a sponsor. They definitely didn't mention your shoe deal being revoked, and they definitely didn't speak up for you. Only now to realize that the true king, a man who was educated, both parents love on him, and he has multiple degrees to validate his street smarts and amplify his athletic ability. Jaylen Brown, the true king, he arrives, and he comes over to take over your city, and he did it well. Congratulations to Boston. When you're picking people, don't pick colors, pick intelligence.
Hold on, there's one color I'm picking in that Boston series, and that's white, right? And that's Luka. I was surprised that cold, chubby, fat European white dude who be cooking Negroes on a regular basis on the basketball court, you would never pick him at all. He looks like he plays at the Y, but he was god-awful in this finals. And I'm also happy that light-skinned Jason Tatum, I'm tired of these light-skinned basketball players winning. Us dark-skinned brothers need to stop breeding these white women, creating these light-skinned monsters. Jalen Green, Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, it's our fault. It's our fault for creating these light-skinned. Isaiah Harden signed to the Knicks. We need to stop doing this. But I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm just a hater. We can just move forward.
No, this is what I hated. I don't watch too many NBA games now. I wait till the playoffs. And me and Shake, we have this. Shake likes to talk shit because I'm older. Okay, cool, that's fine. And he likes to tell me that, hey, when you were watching basketball, they couldn't shoot, they couldn't do anything. I'm like, damn, it's rather disrespectful. Every game this series, I'm holding my phone like I need to call Shake and cuss him out. I saw more air balls, more bad shots, more broken plays. This series was horrible, not only and boring. And you're telling me that we didn't have as good of players or better entertainment in the 90s and 2000s?
No, you did not.
Did you see the finals?
Yes, it was terrible, but no, you did not. Come on.
To tell you the truth, the finals were these finals had to be extended because there was no big hitter names, and there's the reason why there's no bigger hitter names is because the NBA, unlike the NFL, is really bad at passing down the torch. The NBA, and I think the WNBA fans are figuring out this. They're a very close-knit group of people, and the reason why the 90s players or the old school players don't like this new breed is because they're all best friends. They all work out with each other. But for the first time in a long time, a few of our heroes weren't in the finals. Whether it was Steph, LeBron, the Grim Reaper himself, Harding and company, and Embiid. It was a weird situation to see these individuals not make it. And the people who bear the torch now, who are coming from Denver, Minnesota, Boston, Dallas, and for what it's worth, Luka has never played basketball this long. Everybody likes to talk about when he started playing basketball. That doesn't mean you were built to play basketball all year round, from training to exercising. And as a professional athlete, I can tell you, it is a nightmare to be able to, it's a blessing and a curse to make it into the playoffs, because while everyone else is recovering and getting into their workshop to figure out what 2-3 moves they're going to add or 2-3 deficiencies they're going to subtract from their thing, Luka found his goal. His goal for next year in order to win a champion is unbridled, unmitigated aggression. You do not have any friends.
And he needs to stop being boring. You got anything, Shake, or can we move forward?
We can move.
All right. What do we have next? Politics 101. Should Joe Biden pardon his son? Shake.
Hell yeah. Bro, like, if you were smoking crack, right, on a relatively consistent basis, and you applied for a gun, you would not truthfully answer the question, am I addicted to crack? No one who's currently in the throes of any addiction says, you know what, I'm self-conscious enough and self-aware enough to say, yes, I'm addicted to crack. He didn't hurt nobody. He was just smoking a little crack. Again, sleeping with hookers. And as a father, if I was a father, right, and my son just like to party a little too hard, I would be like, he's not a pedo, right? He's just a crackhead. He's not a pedo super. He's just a crackhead who likes to fuck adult hookers. Adults. Every single one of them was adults, right? He just like crack, adult hookers, and a gun. He didn't shoot at anybody. He was just caught in possession of, without being caught with crack and the gun. Let the man go, right? Let the man go. You're just going after him because his last name is Biden. I'd be mad as hell if my dad did not make sure I didn't see jail. Like, what the fuck is your jail? What is the point of having your father as president?
Exactly.
If you're not gonna make sure you don't go to jail.
What is the point?
I'll tell you why. Especially with there being 3 black men. In 86, he sealed his fate. In 96, he made the bill to seal everyone's fate. When you pride yourself on making a bill or being the doctrine or being a part of a bill that would send anybody and everybody for having a quarter's worth of drugs on them to a minimum sentence, you would lose every single person's vote or vote of confidence that you believe that law was for the better.
But that was before my son was caught with a gun and crack.
No.
You guys,
the principle. But let me tell you something. This is called the psychopathy, and this is why when in the beginning of our conversation we talked about how men love their children, black men love their children, because Joe Biden truly loves this country more and believes in this country more than he loves his last and only child remaining. And when you put it on that spectrum, it makes perfect sense why he has to send his son to jail, because he thinks sending his son to jail will make this country a better place.
Then he's an idiot.
He believes
should pardon.
If I'm in a position to stop something from harming my child, I don't care if you're going to look at me as a hypocrite. And this is politics. We think they're hypocrites anyway. You see the chat; they think he's that guy. The thing I'm not going to say on stream. They think he's that anyway. So why not? If you get a second term, pardon your son.
You don't need Joe Biden doesn't need to pardon his son. He can get the federal judge in that court district to do it, It's in Delaware. I mean, it's not like he doesn't have the leg up there.
Come on,
there's a multitude of facets that he can use to have his son never see the jail. But my point is, if you're asking why he's not going to say it out loud, is because there's at least 32% of the people sitting in jail right now and will never be able to vote, talk less of even register to vote or run to make changes because of his bill in 96. It's over.
Trump should when Trump wins, he should pardon Hunter. Right? And be like, yo, Joe,
that would actually be incredible.
That'd be the most gangster thing ever.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Trump just being like, guess what? I'm the Make America Great. Like, he wasn't doing anything, just like me. Look at this.
Look at me. They got me too.
Hunter. State witch hunt.
They hurt me.
And I'm going after my enemy's son.
You got to do the hands. You got to do the hands.
They're coming for you.
Like, it would be perfect, right? No, we've already found coke in the White House because of Hunter. You know what I mean? Why not? See, that
was from the last administration. Come on now.
There's no way I would have that type of power and allow my child to go to jail unless.
Yeah, but when you have that type of power, I also want to believe that your kids should never even go down that path. Imagine having everything you need, everything you fucking need to be successful in this country. Your dad, like we were talking about what it takes for a black child to succeed in this country. If you're a white kid, your dad literally has been running the country
You've
for
never
years.
Smoked good crack. You've never smoked good crack, right?
You've had the best heroin your money could never afford. You
have government crack, literally CIA crack,
bro.
You have the first crack.
They made that shit in They made that shit in the lab. I'm talking about you can get on the speedboat and whack a few Colombians and take their shipment right off their backs.
So why are you surprised that Joe Biden's son became a crackhead? Right?
I'm surprised that he got caught.
No, because he was taking videos. It was all the hookers that snitched on him.
And there lies the problem.
We should be prosecuting the whores.
You mean to tell me?
We should be prosecuting the whores for solicitation and prostitution. That's what we should be.
Okay, what we should be doing is going to the next topic.
Oh wow, that's hard stance.
Shut up.
Okay, you're the moderator. Was not expecting that. Go ahead.
For some strange reason, my topics are out of order.
I mean, it's a weekly event. What do you mean for some strange? Wait a minute. Did you just try to play that off as whoopsie daisy?
Pretty much. So, anywho, let me bring up this article real quick so we can hop into it.
He said daisy.
Bring back crack, by the way. Like, let's get the fentanyl off the street.
And the great words of Whitney Houston, crack is whack. So there we go. So, middle-aged man and woman aged 41 and 40 got married. And when she got married, she realized she no longer got her government-sanctioned welfare and benefits. So she asked her husband to reimburse her for the money that she was no longer getting through welfare. When he declined to do such, she filed for divorce. Shake. You're shaking your head. Why are you shaking your head?
Because that's some welfare queen shit, right? It doesn't matter about color. That's black, white, Hispanic. That's just what breeds living on the system. And I'm gonna get my conservative hat. I'm gonna get my Tim Scott from my state of South Carolina, where I'm gonna be like, oh, Brandon hates the poor, because I do hate the poor. I was once a poor, right? At one point in my life, I was a poor, right? A poor, not a poor person, a poor. I'm gonna call it that way. And you had married somebody who would get you up and out of your socioeconomic situation. And you were like, nah, I'd rather keep sucking off the teat of the government, right? And our taxpayers, all of us, most of us here pay taxes. And this person be like, nah, I don't want to work. I don't want to move forward with my life just so I can keep it. No. Can we get her name and address? Right?
No, we cannot dox people.
No, I'm not trying to dox her. I'm just going to call her welfare office, local welfare office, and just see about how about they do a check. Make sure there's not no men living there. Make sure no drugs. Hey, if I'm going to give him my money, I should have a right to check where my money's going to.
The thing about it is like it's self-preservation and you want to have empathy for it, but it's the dumbest form of self-preservation. It's trying to acknowledge that the system is against you no matter your once again, it's not about your color, it's about your social economic status. But this is sort of the thing that kind of makes makes other countries mad because we always say some pull your shit up by a bootstrap. And here you are coming up with a bootstrap to pull. We know that communion and marriage is one of the leading factors that will help you get out of a social economic situation. Two heads are always better than one. But by design, almost, if one of the heads lacks direction, you'll be pulling from two different directions, which will split you every single time. So this is why it's so important to not just make sure the ass is nice, the face card never declines, because if her credit score is 213, they give you 300 for just writing your name correctly. So there's a reason why her shit's so bad. And you got to make sure that the plan in both trajectories are moving forward. And this is just poor planning. And I blame the guy for it.
You can't be marrying down like that, bro.
You can't marry down like that without understanding the circumstances.
I'm sorry, why are we blaming the guy for not knowing who he was marrying?
He can't be marrying the welfare queen, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How do you even know she was broke?
Well, she wasn't. She had her welfare money.
No,
so, according to this, she had
that's my money. She had my money, not she had our money. That's what she had.
Okay, so her yearly salary from her job was $30,000, and she was getting another $800 a month for child support. So that's $10,000 a year, which puts her at just under $40,000. So that's not broke until you factor in that she has 3 kids. Then it's broke. Go ahead.
And he was gonna marry and she had 3 kids.
So we're talking about people who didn't want to succeed in life.
Oh, so maybe he wasn't bringing her out of. Remember, I amended my statement. He was not bringing her out of the socioeconomic status. I'm pretty sure he was pretty broke himself, right? Just gave her. It just moved her out of being able to get food stamps. I take this back, right?
No, he was looking for a crib. He needed a place to stay.
So he's saying because of their combined income, she was no longer able to get her benefits, and she was blaming him for that.
Technically right. Without him,
blaming?
We've solved this problem. They're both idiots. Next topic. What are we talking about? They're done. These people weren't worth saving. Everyone can't make it on the trip.
All right, let's get to the next topic.
You missed the stop on the train to Passfield stop. Harry then left you, right? Harry was leaving a lot of Negroes on the way, right? Like, come on.
Okay,
now.
So this woman wants more nuts. She is suing Cold Stone Creamery over a lack of pistachios in the pistachio ice cream. Frivolous? What?
No, absolutely. This is part of that whole shrinkflation bullshit. The other day it was donut day. Don't ask me why I know that. Just wonder why you didn't get yourself a free donut, loser. But I went to Dunkin' Donuts to go get my free donut, and they had the smallest donuts. And I had to show them the size difference in the donuts that were being given across the street at their competitors. And I just wanted them to understand that the reason why I don't buy my donuts here anymore is because of this. Shrinkflation is the realest thing, and it's a pandemic going on in the food industry. We pay the same price to get less. Absolutely sue these assholes. This is a problem with capitalism because eventually it will eat itself and there'll be nothing left. When you have to constantly increase the prices or make more money over and over again, how do you make money off of donuts? You can't. You just have to figure out how to cut corners and make them less good. When was the last time you had Chick-fil-A? Now, think about the last time you had it.
I eat homophobic chicken.
4 years ago. How much better did it taste back then? Even the sauces and things have downgraded. They have to figure out how to water it down to expand it and make it last longer.
It tasted better because they had more homophobia in the chicken. Like you could taste they were rubbing in the homophobia in the chicken. right? They started opening up Not Hating Pride Month. You like back in the day, like you could really taste the racism.
You ain't seen a Chick-fil-A commercial this month. They are
true.
hot.
They used to bombard this month, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, right? Like so, that's what's happened. That's the real problem with going on with corporate capitalism.
Okay.
But back to Captain Capitalism over here, right? Got to defend because again, y'all keep talking about yes, capitalism is dog shit. Eat the rich, right? We have seen on multiple occasions what the alternative looks like. And nobody wants the alternative. So again, I pose the question, right? Who wants what?
What's the alternative?
Yeah, I want to know what the alternative is.
Yeah. Okay.
Socialism.
Let me call. I know.
We have tenets of socialism in our so-called capitalist system.
I'm talking about true aspect socialism. True aspect socialism. True communism, which is different. Our options are democratic socialism. So we have continually rejected every single option we had, right? We have
saying we like there's not people who make money and benefit from not upholding those things. You mean to tell me if our political mindset was we want to actually protect the people, we would have politicians taking bribes from companies? It's not a we situation. The people in our country who currently say certain levels or certain aspects of socialism are communism and wouldn't work are the same group of people who are welfare queens trying to figure out how to get their boyfriends out of their house so they can keep getting their check. Somebody has their lips on the tits of something. So in order for systems to truly be looked at, we can't look at them in a little vacuum. We have to really examine how they would be integrated into our system. And as it stands now, as long as corporations are paying politicians to do what they say, there's no reason for the politicians to listen to us.
This is true. But in regards to this lawsuit, Dunkin' filed a class action lawsuit that claims she purchased pistachio ice cream from a Cold Stone Creamery in July and reasonably believed that the pistachio ice cream she purchased from the defendant claimed pistachios. In their defense, Cold Stone is saying that they have a list of ingredients posted online and in the store.
This is America. We don't read.
I think you just won the internet.
We don't read. We don't read. Like you can put it right in front of my face. I'm not reading.
I take that a step further. It's not about reading. I read two things on my coupon. One said you will get pistachio ice cream, and then in little writing somewhere else in the back on the corner of the wall, it says you might get pistachio ice cream. We have a thing in our law that dictates false advertisement. What you are being sold on is the expectation, and that's why this lawsuit is being allowed to move forward. We don't have to read. We have lawyers to do it for us.
Well, if I was Cold Stone, I would just tell them, your scoop that you got didn't have no pistachio in there. Boom.
Okay, whoa. Because y'all both made good points about this reading thing. So
that's what you usually have two good hosts for. That's how it works, Icon.
There was a case a while ago. A bank was suing this man because when he sent in his payment for something, he wrote in the memo, "This is the last payment I'm making. By cashing this, you agree that I am paid in full." Although, of course, he wasn't. So when they cashed the check, it was a legally binding contract. So
a legally binding contract doesn't usurp an old one that hasn't been completed. So that's like saying,
well, it did in this case. I don't know the particulars because it's old. I would have to look it up. But whatever it was, it worked. And then they changed the law so it wouldn't work again.
Exactly. That bank paid about 8 times what it cost for that lawsuit to make sure that never happens again.
Indeed.
They're like, nah, dog, you caught us with our pants down, pause, that will never happen again.
Yeah, we acknowledge people. We acknowledge people using their education to get the one up on the man. But when the man is getting the one up on us when they've already had the leg, hey, yo, relax.
Oh, Toaster, you knew here, bro. Welcome back to 2004 audio quality. Right, Toaster's complaining about my audio quality. You thank you. Right,
welcome back Hey, Toaster, feel free to downvote him every time he talks. Toaster, just downvote his ass. Let him know you don't like the way he sounds.
Welcome back. You knew here. I was like, I never seen this person.
All right,
everybody else just accepted what it is. Right?
We are jumping into quick hits. I am
Remember, got
going
the
to
prop
give.
mic.
Oh, the prop mic was dope. I'm going to give the host two choices. They have 30 seconds to choose a choice and tell us why they chose it. If they can choose it for any reason. They just have to tell us why. They can say, because I hate it and blah, 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 or I love it and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to start with, I believe we're starting with Shake. So let's check out this first one. Nah, why are my topics out of order and I can't get them back? Give me 1 second, please. We're just going to refresh that overlay.
Is
We have pre-show.
Exclamation mark D.
Okay, there it is.
One.
Okay, now we're back. And stop downvoting me, bastards. Okay, Shake. 30 seconds. Free drinks or free weed?
Free booze. Free booze for the rest of my life, right? Because I can get into some really expensive places, and booze is really expensive. Like, when's the last time y'all went out recently, right? And bought a cocktail? It's like $17 to $25 before tip, before tax, right? So that's just free booze for the rest of my life. And now I can start giving free booze to other people. There's more people who still drink in the world than smoke weed.
All right, there we have it. Shake's going to be a weed head. Well, no, an alcoholic. My bad.
Going.
Heero. 30 seconds. Free housekeeper or free mechanic?
This is easy for me. Free housekeeper. I don't have to leave for work anymore. Anywhere I gotta go, anywhere I have to do. I actually take care of my car. So I know that a simple oil change, rotating some tires and whatnot, part of it. But the one thing I cannot stand with the absolute heat of fury is the full half a day on Sunday that I have to spend vacuuming, scrubbing, cleaning up, folding laundry, and the multitude of other tasks that I have to do in order to keep my house truly acceptable for all the lovely women that come in and say, wow, you're the only one that lives here? Yes, a man's cave is a cave of everyone. So I would definitely love to have just a housekeeper and keep it steady. She'd only have to work once a week too.
All right, the next one is on
A multitude of women.
All right, Shake. 30 seconds. Remix or original?
Remixes. Because like I really got into like funk and lo-fi, and I think it just ruined it to me. It just made the maybe not listen to the originals anymore, but people putting new beats on old songs. Remember, y'all '90s rappers could not pick a beat if your life depended. Like Eminem, a lot of y'all was getting that beat was whooping y'all asses, just beating the brakes off of y'all. Y'all was fighting it like it was Mike Tyson. So like our producers now have fixed y'all problem, right? Y'all not losing to a beat. Y'all had like one good beat in all of the whole decade of the '90s. That shook one, right? It's one. And everybody rapped it in their
mind. It was the flash.
Like y'all had like five. Not instead of one, y'all have five. I've the beats.
I need to make a mute button when y'all start. Heero, 30 seconds. Season courtside tickets to any and every WNBA game, or an 80-inch TV and NFL Redzone.
Now hold up. Depending how you answer it, that's sexist. Depending how you answer it, that's sexist. Just saying. So just answer wisely.
So what you're telling me is the way that I got all of these lovely women to come to my house is because I was sitting at the courtside game, watching them majestically move up and down the court. You know what's great about the world these days? Not only do I have three screens in my house that equal over 200 inches of TV monitor, I can have the Red Zone on my phone on anywhere in the world, including courtside, while I'm watching a game that no one cares about, while the finals is happening on my phone. And no one be none the wiser. It's definitely going to be sitting at the fucking courtside watching some woman that I probably need to be having babies with so we can have the next LeBron 2.0.
Exactly. I need to be at courtside for Cameron Brink.
I can't even be mad at that. Great answer. Okay.
I'm trying to be the WNBA work. That's what I'm trying to be. If anybody watched the Gilbert Arenas podcast, what they call the ladies that be sitting at the lower bowl, the work, I'm trying to be the WNBA version of the word. I'm about to be flown out to all these WNBA arenas, to be sitting there courtside. You know what I mean? Just being flown out for a weekend, had a good time.
Homegirl's playing in Chicago right now, and I actually walked past her this weekend. There was a big hubbub because she
just broke up with her man, bro. She just broke up with her man.
She did, but I mean,
collective bargaining agreement.
Once again, I'm 6'5". With her heels on, it doesn't register to see something that I want to touch so badly, but just I know it's bigger than me. It's truly admirable. Like, it's great.
That was crazy. That was a crazy statement.
Yo, it's you have to Shake. You gotta see it in real time to understand just how truly amazing she is to look at and saunter by in her heels. It's truly like a feeling I never thought I'd have to see, a woman that could put hands on me in the most majestic way possible.
I know this is a quick hit, right? But like the WNBA, they know what they're doing by having these, like, dressing these women up nice. They looking nice now. They was not looking as
But Angel's always been a dresser. She's always been a dresser.
I said the WNBA as a whole, not like I've been watching WNBA for a while, and there have been some attractive women before, but they were still coming in regular ass sweatpants and a t-shirt on a regular basis, right? And now all of them got a little money in their pocket. Fashion Nova them gave them a sponsorship, being like, all right, we're gonna put some clothes on you, and you're like, oh, okay. Even the ones that they definitely don't like men, like, all right, I might still holler just in case you want to cross over for a little bit,
IP Shake for the win. All right, let's get to our next quick hit. Shake, unlimited ammunition for 10 years or world peace for 10 years?
Ammo. You didn't even need to say the last part. Ammo. Unlimited ammo. You will make way more money with unlimited ammo than peace. Well, my God, you can't sell peace. You can sell ammo. You can sell ammo for a lot of money. A lot of money. That's a decade of war. A decade plus of war I get to fund. Well, what am I going to say? There's even no technological innovation with peace. Most of our technological innovations the last 150 years have been directly because of war. The internet, military. GPS, military. Right? Everything, military. So, peace.
Wow.
I'm being real about it.
Apparently,
the way Shake answers questions, he sounds like a video game villain. Like, he sounds like remember when everyone thought Lex Luthor was just a black guy because of how they tanned him? No, Shake is literally Lex Luthor from the superhero animated series.
All right, I'm sorry I got to do this. Let's give it up for Batman. He's back in our chat. He had a great year at school. Congratulations on your academic accomplishments. Let's give it up for Batman, please.
Well done.
Bravo. Congrats.
Good job, sir.
Congrats.
Well done.
All right, now back to the show.
How we down? Exclamation D2 is how you downvote.
Heero, work from home or have a job that travels a lot?
Work from home for me. When you're 6'5", a big boy, your company's not going to be wanting to pay for Comfort Plus and first class seats. You're going to be put in the back economy. So it's just not that fun. It would actually be way more enjoyable if our country had dedicated like rail lines, because if we had super trains where we could travel the same amount of distance with a little bit of like 30 minutes or an hour active, I would actually be way more comfortable. Traveling in other countries is more comfortable than me getting to said country. Even Comfort Plus seats, they've been doing the whole nonsense with trying to downgrade and make sure your status doesn't roll over into next year. So I got to buy 10 flights just to make sure I'm guaranteed a comfortable flight for the remainder of the year. Is bullcrap. Put me at home any day of the week.
And now we have our quick hit discussions for any rebuttals that we may have, although y'all did that between.
I don't even need no introduction. Shake, you in this whole drinking thing. Your liver is chronically begging for help. And the one thing that could probably help ease that pain from your cirrhosis is probably a little bit of weed. But here you are picking the alcoholism ahead of time. No, you can't double medicate on this stream. We're going to give that medicine right here. God damn it. So for what? Weed is definitely the thing that needs to be done. And remember, the only reason why weed is illegal in this country is because a bunch of blonde-haired, blue-eyed mother lovers couldn't make money off of it first. Secondly, you talking about ammunition over peace? To be expected, a man who wants the greed of life expects death in return. You mean to tell me you would forego every living person who looks like you over there mining batteries for gold balls to be given peace?
They don't look like me. They don't look like me.
And that's how you know Side Piece Shake is out here not soaking his royal oats, because I know for a fact there's some little rugrats who are over there looking like Yasuke in Japan right now. I know there is. I've made mistakes. I gotta pay for them one day. But you have to be crazy not to like. I hope that, and there was a lot of people in the comment section. There's a lot of people in the comment section who were speaking to I would definitely give up world peace in order to have this. Really? You would give everything in your lifehood to have a normal Thanksgiving dinner where there's no fighting. You would beg for it. You would plead for it. But here you are asking for the opposite. Check yourself, man. Some of y'all really need to start looking at the things that are driving your actions.
They know. I'm just the mirror, right? To people. I just show them what they are. That's all I do, right? I show the people that they are side pieces, right? I show them that they're not holier than thou. I just put up the mirror, right? And the people vote accordingly. I don't ask them to vote how they do. I'm just the leader that stood in front. I'm Trump in 2015, right? The angry mob is there, and I just direct them. That's all.
If I woke up and saw a mirror and Shake was on the other side, there would be no mirrors in my house. There would be no goddamn. I wouldn't even want a reflection of light bouncing off of that shit. I wouldn't even have glass mirror, glass cutlery, or plates. All that shit would be gone.
Man would just go blind himself. Wow, disrespectful.
All right. Our next topic. What is your jury duty strategy?
Oh, Heero can go first, but I got a good one. I've done this one. I got a good one.
Now, let me just be clear about this. Are we saying I'm on jury? I'm on the stand?
If you're on the jury or jury selection, what is your strategy? So if you're choosing to be, well, I'm going to fuck it up so I don't have to go, that's your strategy. Or
I got two, actually. I got two.
So whatever you get that letter says you're selected for jury duty, what's your strategy?
For me, I've been on jury selection at least 3 times, and I always like to be on there. And the way that I always get myself on selected on jury is to say something conservative. And that's the easiest way to get a prosecutor to like you, to say something conservative. For example, the one line that I used was, "Yeah, I recently found out," and this was related to a domestic violence case. "I recently found out that my girlfriend has been withholding benefits that we got from an investment that we both put in money together. We had to break it off amicably, and I just settled with her in case." And they're like, "How did that make you feel?" It made me feel like some people aren't to be trusted. He got me on there, and we together with a peer of his found him guilty on 3 or 4 of the accusations that were made in court. I love to see it.
I got 2 things to make sure, because I will not be sitting a jury case. I can't. I don't got the attention span for it. So the first time was it was a case. This girlfriend will be in charge for obstruction of justice, harboring a fugitive, right? Her boyfriend was a felon, and she was being charged with an accessory, a whole bunch of other crimes separately. So they put me in the box. I was going to be an alternate. And when the prosecutor starts asking, when the defendant's lawyer starts asking me questions, I wink at the defendant. And she's this black chick, like gorgeous black chick, about like 2 years older than me. And I look at the judge, and I do, right? And sure enough, juror number 8, you're dismissed.
But when they try, okay. And me and Shake have 2 different dualities, because when Shake wants to be taken off, I want to be put on. There was a time where an officer had stopped a young black kid. He was basically walking while black, but the kid ended up getting assault charges for running and then beating the cops. He actually beat the cops' ass and then got arrested. So they were going to say, and then they brought me on jury. And this is a keynote. And this is something that you can always hear when you hear it. When I say this now, you probably understand it. But if you're a black person, you probably already heard this and understand the concept. when the prosecutor was saying, so juror number 4, what are your thoughts on BLM? I asked the prosecutor, you define BLM? And the prosecutor, oh, I'm sorry, it's Black Lives Matter. And I asked, why didn't you just say that? Why did you feel the need to abbreviate Black Lives Matter? And he went motion to strike while the defense said no. He's obviously pointed out a bias in the prosecution, and I think he needs to stay. The judge ruled that it was okay. Sure enough, that officer did have to pay a hefty fine and fee for stopping that young black man who was just walking in the park after dark.
Big up to Heero. Let's go. Let's go.
High road stuff, always doing the right thing. The second time, I just had shit to do. I just had a job, right? And I was not going to sit this case. I don't even remember what this case was, right? And so jury selection was taking a long ass time. And I met this woman when we were talking, sitting in the jury box. Her and I just hit it off, and we happened to go. So anybody knows New Jersey, if you know New Brunswick, anybody in the chat, we happened to go to Clyde's. It's a martini bar that gives you, when you order a martini, they give you the full shaker of martini. So you get one martini is basically 2 martinis. And we ordered like 4 of them. So I come back to after lunch recess, and I am hammered. And like the judge can smell it on me. The prosecutor can smell the booze on me. The defendant can smell the booze on me. So I, nullified myself by being an alcoholic. And the judge didn't make me sit there to be the last person to be dismissed. They'd already found the jury, but to make me sit on the bench and like kind of punish me for coming back from lunch drunk, he made me sit there to be the last juror dismissed. The whole courtroom, including all the other courtrooms, were gone, but I was the last person allowed to leave. Me and the
You're saying, wait, hold on. Trap Deceased talk about it. How do I? You think I was up on the stand and said, Your Honor, objection? No, motherfucker, I blurted that shit out and said, hey, why didn't you just say BLM? You think I was on the stand being scared that some judge and prosecutor? I work in forensic for at least 6 years. I have no problem speaking out of turn to get my point heard on the record and make sure things are heard. Motherfucker talking about this is fake. Shut up.
Okay. What do we have next? These are out of order. So the snap. If you can snap your fingers and free all of the innocent inmates or imprison all of the free criminals.
Come on.
So
now.
you can
wait.
You can snap your finger, and everyone who is currently in jail that is innocent will be released. Or you can snap your fingers, and every criminal who committed a crime that is not in jail will go to jail.
Come on now. Like, this is a topic you put in there where I have to stand on one side of this, and he's going to clearly stand on the other.
Jake, stand on the other side. Jake, stand on the other side.
Let's switch roles. I'm going to go first. You know what? Let's see if I can do this, right? I'm going to free all the innocent people because I think it's better for society if every person who claims they're innocent in jail is made out. I should be getting super votes for saying this. This feels like poison and like actual venom coming out of my mouth. Of course, keep all them criminals in jail. Every single last one of them. I know a lot of them because every criminal says they're innocent. But
no,
guess
it's
what?
not they say.
Yeah.
It's you have this power. You know who is innocent.
Keep your ass in jail. You need to keep yourself on the bump. Keep your ass in jail. On the bump. You know what I mean?
So in the luxury of taking the approach that Shakers took, I also imitate her. All right, so fuck it, these assholes thought it was gonna be sweet for them to be able to walk around it with their dicks out and shit. Nah, fuck that. Your asses deserve everything you got. Because you know what? Truth of the matter is, after being in jail for about 2 to 3 years, statistically speaking, it's impossible for your punk ass to get adjusted again. So we know you just gonna get out of there and become part of the problem anyway. Stay your whole ass in jail. We know you was innocent. Cry about it.
Thank you. See, this is a good topic. That's how you do a topic. That's a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You knew when you put this together.
I really thought it would. What's next?
Exactly.
All right. So the WNBA is excelling, and the players are unhappy about it. They are unhappy to see this growth in viewership and attendance because of the Caitlin Clark effect. Do we care?
Do I care that? Yes, I do care, right? I do care because they're making two things seem true. They're making valid points. Caitlin Clark and everything attached to her is growing, but the actual, if you look at the viewership for most of the games, they're not. Right? There's a slight uptick overall, but most of the games there isn't that much, and there isn't that much money going through. They're unhappy that they feel most of the light is going to one person, but again, if we're not going to talk about the race and the aspect of the issue, but we have to, what else are they going to say? And they're upset that they're not talking about the basketball. But like, most people don't like the basketball, the WNBA. So what are you going to talk about?
I mean,
I don't know.
Like, they want to know what they're mad about. They're mad. It's the Streisand effect. Sure, Caitlin Clark is a large part of why people are talking, but they're mad. They're actually upset that when someone actually puts a mic in their face, it's not to ask them the bare minimum of, "How are you doing?" Like, if we're just keeping it real, they're mad because they're on the other side of the country and they're being forced to talk about a girl in Indiana. But let's also keep it real. A bunch of people have come into the conversation and come into chat, and they're not familiar with how the rules go. The point blank period. The women's league was not prepared to take on the new plethora of players' opinions, counter conversations when Charles Barkley and Shaq are talking about you, and for all the skill issues that Shake is talking about here. How many missed shots happened in the last playoff game of the men's NBA? How many missed layups directly underneath the rim happened? It's not a skill issue. It's not even a game issue. It's quite simply players who are ultra competitive and want to talk about their team are being forced to relay and regale the stories of Caitlin Clark. And I don't think it's a race issue. Anyone who's played a professional collegiate sport up above, when your player is being given the rookie treatment, I think as a team, you got to figure out is that person going to be willing to stand up on their own first? Too often we talk, and I'll just use Reggie Bush as this example. When Reggie Bush was introduced to the NFL and he was caught crawling on all fours after a legitimate hit that the person who hit him did get a flag thrown on, we all cheered for Reggie Bush when he got up and scored the next play. We want to see Caitlin Clark get up as well.
Two things can be true. Yes, there is rookie hazing in all professional sports, and there is you can't tell me that a majority black female queer league, right? A blacker league than the NBA, which is 80% plus black, right? The WNBA is a blacker league, right? That what is drawing all these new people, millions of new people, even getting people like us to talk about it, is this middle America white woman, right? Who is not even the best white woman player in the league, right? There are other far better white players. So I can understand why they're mad. Two things can be true. You can be upset of one, why are we talking about this above average white woman, right?
Above average? We're talking about one of the, she's in the start of her league, her trajectory is exponentially going to be better than
I'm not trying to take away, but currently what they're looking at, she's maybe a top 15 WNBA player. She's not a top 5 white.
Question. I beg you answer this question for me, Shake. Do you think she should have been put on the women's league for the Olympics?
Yes.
Because for the same reason why you put Christian Laettner, the same reason why you've always put a white guy. The same reason why you always have. You always have. Come on now. It's called affirmative action for a reason. I know Clarence Thomas took it back to that, but we have it for a reason. You got to have a white guy on the basketball team. You need the jokes. You need the shooting. You need the good credit. Come on, man. Like, you need
someone that's going to talk to. You need someone that's going to talk to the authorities when the bus gets pulled over.
This is in Paris. Come on now.
My issue with this. The WNBA needed a good story. So 2 years ago, we have Caitlin Clark and Reese in the NCAA finals, tournament. going at each other. That is good for the league. When, I'm going old school, F you. When Bird and Magic came into the NBA, the failing NBA, they had a story. They battled in college. Now they're battling in the NBA. It's a good story. They could have the same thing here, but they don't want it. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
The media doesn't need to want it because the media is inherently biased. They're going to Angel Reese isn't the bad guy in this situation. If anything,
I'm not saying she is. I'm
saying
that would have been a compelling story.
That's what the media will portray.
Because she's saying stupid stuff.
No, she's not.
Really?
She's
she's the reason why the attendance is up.
In Chicago, yes. She's not delusional. She's talking about what she knows. She's talking about what she sees.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You need to tell me.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Whose jersey just sold more than the Dallas Cowboys did all of last season?
Okay, and you think that hers being in second place doesn't count for anything? Because you didn't win, you don't get anything at all?
Nah, this is America.
Who's filling 10,000 more seats per game?
They had to move them out of their stadium just for Angel Reese's arrival. What are we talking about here? So they're thinking about letting them play at the United Center now that they're done.
Is she? I will concede that yes, she is putting up. Is she putting up Caitlin Clark numbers? And that's the point. Look at what we're talking about. Have we? The only other WNBA story we've ever talked about was old girl going to jail in Russia. That's the only other story that we have talked about. Outside of Caitlin Clark, it's been Brittany Griner being dumb enough to smoke weed in Russia. Why not accept the fact that now you have more eyes on your league, be happy about it, accept the money that you're going to get from it, and leave the girl alone?
Because just the same reason why the Dallas Cowboys had to win one game in the series. Ratings. It's not enough to just have the story. You need the eyes to confirm that the story is good. This is America. Validation runs king.
Touche. But you know what, Heero? I think I'm a better coder than you are. Because I've been doing it for, 15, 20 years? You've been doing it for a year. You might be better than me, but I feel that I'm better than you. When you turn on your coding stream, you get about 30 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I turn on my coding stream, what do I get? Nada. When I turn on my stream,
icon body.
Hold on. When I turn on my stream, what I get about 3 or 4 people?
Mm-hmm.
When I turn on my stream on Tuesdays with you two, we get about 30 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to be upset with y'all? Am I supposed to embrace the fact that, hey, we make a good team, let's ride it out?
Okay, but is it fair to also say that you inherently understand that the collaboration between all of us makes it better for all of us? The reason why Toaster Wave is here today is because he's from my stream. He enjoys the chat just as much as he would have even if he didn't know that he liked one of our channels. I think in this realm, I think you make a great point, but also there are hundreds of thousands of people looking for our stream right now. That's why you guys should like, share, and subscribe. There are hundreds of thousands of people looking for our stream right now, but because of the way the algorithm is set up, they can't find us. So we can't knock what is inherently given the cards we were dealt in this situation. Our only hope is to continue to grow and garner the crowd we want. That's a collaborative effort. The WNBA literally was a lake that got filled with the Atlantic Ocean, and they are trying to figure out how the waves and currents work now.
They're trying to make it profitable. That's the last thing I'm going to say. It's losing, with all the growth, it's going to lose $50 million a year. It's signing a new TV deal with a 300% increase, but that TV deal is built into the NBA. It's a subsidized product. So, that's a whole different conversation of, regardless of what she does, it's a fully subsidized product that's been losing money every single year for the better part of 30 years.
Okay.
Damn, Willie Mays died. Rest in peace, Willie Mays.
Oh, wow.
They got Willie. Goddamn.
93 years old.
Okay, the topics were out of order. So our last topic of the night will be, when's the last time you told your father that you loved him?
I think that's a perfect ending.
Heero, I'm waiting for you to tell me you love me. Icon, you too. I've been waiting. Like, if Father's Day done passed and y'all Negroes didn't say nothing. All y'all my sons, right? I was like, y'all wild disrespectful. I ain't get no text. I ain't get no text, no call. I thought maybe you was gonna get like a letter in the mail or something, but nothing. So end of the show and still nothing.
Well, in all fairness, Shake, since you haven't revealed who the side piece was that bred me, I'm really not convinced you got the genes to do it. But if I was keeping it 100,
time for that. That is
if I was keeping it 100, the truth of the matter is, it's really not enough. Whatever your answer is, whatever your response to this question is, truly not enough, because as we now get older, this is something that dawns on me and it's become critical and crucial for me to understand. There's less and less my father could do for me. And I think the most profound thing my dad ever said to me one day when I was picking him up from the airport, and I was holding my bag, and he said, "Hey, let me get that bag for you." And I was just like, "Come on, I got my bag. It's all right." He's like, "No, well, there's not too much more I can do for you these days." And just the fact of him being able to show that he can help. So it really, the level of love is changing. And most fathers, especially if you got foreign parents, that whole "I love you" word is a tough one for them. But somewhere around the age of 15, 17, maybe 18, I started to hear it verbally more. And it used to come out of his mouth. And I would be shocked because I'm like, I don't remember him saying these words. And there's something about those foreign parents when they realize that their kid is going to be all right, that they start to drop that L word a lot more.
Your kid's not a fuck up.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that until I was 25. Legitimately. That's when he started. He's like, "Oh, you're no longer a fuck up." I was like, "Yeah, Pop, you're right." Right.
So Shake, what was your excuse for not becoming a rapper, man? He didn't say "I love you" till 25.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Right?
Got bars, baby.
I know it's all me. That is a great.
All those weak ass bars to start the stream with.
That is some fire callback, sir. That is a fire callback. I got the dreads and everything. You know. So to answer the question of when's last time, and it would be Father's Day. I told my father that, and to piggyback on what Heero said, as Caribbean father, something that you just don't hear. The way that they say they love you is the roof of your head, food in your belly. And as you get older, you start realizing, like, damn, they did a lot. That's more than that's showing more emotion than what their father probably gave to them.
Yeah.
Right. And they start looking at you different. Like, well, you're now a man, so they can look at you different.
Oh, above all though, above all, and I hope everybody can find this piece to be able to, like, especially these new modern men, and I see it a lot more. We have this capacity to just make father figures, because your father figure might not have been your blood father. There could have been a dude that decided to step up and actually be that father figure, and you see that a lot more now, and more than ever. If you, I think we're creeping into the uncle age, where when we see young bucks doing a little bit of weird shit out on the street, we rally them up. And I see this in the gym. The truth of it, fatherhood isn't just about your biological father. It's about community of Black, or a community of men who have the ability to influence you. And I think more than ever, we need that, especially when the internet is our only form of connection, to be able to pull a brother or a young buck and say, "Hey, man, y'all need to cut this up, or y'all need to do it this way," and not have it be, "In my day, this is how we do it." Just pass on the knowledge and know that you did your part, and that's enough.
Well, I want to end this show here in the spirit of Father's Day, because my two children have a tie score. And
you can't make the joke I already made. Downvote him. Super downvote this nigga. You can't try to.
You really tried to.
I already made.
You stole a person's joke in real time.
The craziest thing is, we used to play games, and people thought Shake was my son, which was the weirdest shit ever.
There's no way nobody was looking at that bald ass head and thinking Shake had that on his head and thought it was the same thing. Stop it. That's what you said to yourself to feel better.
So
at least wait till next week to steal my joke. God damn.
The
same segment.
I will allow my children to address their audience.
Amy Schumer over here stealing jokes.
Yes,
Robin
Amy.
Williams.
Dude, did you see that clip?
No, she's egregious. Don't get me started. We got to finish the show.
We did finish. Somebody voting for you now, Bob. Boo, it's a tie. And since Shake is on a streak, undefeated streak, we'll let him address the audience first.
That's a three-peat, Just call me Shaq and Kobe, in combined. I probably got the size of Shaq. You know what I mean? Looking like the size. But no, this was a great show. I got to give it up, like, round of applause for Heero. Heero did a better me on the topic that was bullshit that Icon did. I thought he was great. Heero playing the bad and the villain was amazing. What was the topic?
Ammunition or war?
No. If we would let everyone out of jail or not.
Right.
Yes. That was better. Picking up, was it the phone and pretending it was a vape like he was getting high like me? That was good. I gotta publicly say that for everybody. That was good. Daniel Day-Lewis level of acting. That was good.
And Heero.
I like to always thank you guys for being here as always. After this, I'll be streaming on Coding with Strangers. Just click on my name if you want to give a like, share, follow. But I did want to mention one thing about what's going on, so to speak, with all the new technology and everything coming out there. If you haven't found a way to get truly invested in the stock market, or you're still afraid that the stock market is a scary thing, I implore you to ask some people who you know in the market and financial space to get involved. Generational wealth is being built literally as we speak, and it's because people's ability to get into the legal form of the stock market. I see you, American Psycho. And someone came up to me today and said something along the lines, I wish I understood how the stock market worked. And then I asked them, what's your KD ratio on Call of Duty? And they could spit the stats perfectly and why the meta was the way it was. If you can play a Call of Duty game, you can function highly in the stock market.
That was great. Thank you. Can I say something real quick?
Yes, you can.
There were over 90 plus votes. How the fuck did you end up with -2, Icon? And you're the host. That should be almost impossible.
So I got down votes when I had the topics out of order. Trap was like, oh, you just gonna mess up the flow. And he hits the down vote. Of course, somebody down votes right after him. They're like, hey, what does that do? And then for some strange reason, my Amy Schumer got me some down votes, but I didn't expect you to be that way. Go to hell.
I'm just asking 90 plus votes and you end up with a negative.
It is not my job to get votes. We have already discussed
apparently
that. Y'all don't want to
see me
in this arena. It
needs to be your job to not end up with no votes. Come on, bro.
Hey, also shout out to M West and Dan from Space both being in the chat earlier. And I was like, hey, y'all want to see two dead bodies? Because I beat them in the face.
Chat. I know we don't get no money from Subgoal. We need to Subgoal Icon actually being in this. Y'all can see him. Y'all want to actually see a dead body, right? I will host. Heero, you can beat his ass on a Tuesday night.
You know how I feel about. I took a Hippocratic oath not to do any harm, so I'm not about to be in here busting up my patience for the sake of comedy.
I didn't. You could be the host.
I'll be the host. That'd be great. I'll be the host.
I do appreciate this unearned confidence that you guys have in yourselves, but did you see Shake's face? Hold on, Wes says he would love to see that.
Who was it that
yes, Wes has the record for the most down votes, but he's ready to jump back in the ring. Wes hit
you try to take Wes' record? You try to take Wes' record?
And can you think about that? Shake tried to throw you to me. Who gave M West the biggest L he ever saw? And Shake tried to throw you to me just now. Shake just tried to throw you to me. He is diabolical for that.
Like, you talking a lot for a man who's on the ring. Get in the booth, bitch, like Lotto said.